All right, this is good kind. We got Parker Van Dyke on the program tonight. We're coming at you days after the World Series, digesting what might have been the best World Series of our lifetime.
One of them for sure. It's up there.
One of them.
Yeah, 7-game thriller. It was all that we could ask for. Honestly, I was really hoping the Dodgers-Yankees would have been something like that last year. We only got 5 games of that series, but this year made up for it. Seven awesome games.
And Game 7 set a ratings record. I think it was the best ratings that a World Series game has had since 2017, since the Dodgers played the Stros, and that series went 7-2. First thing I want to lead off with, though, Dodgers fans, Dodger community was devastated after 2017. This was, I would say, their makeup World Series for 2017.
Perhaps, yeah. I think, you think the Dodgers kind of had that run in the late 2000s where they lost in 17, they lost in 18, they had some heartbreaking losses before the World Series, and it felt like they were never going to kind of get over the hump. They win in 20, but it's like a shortened one. It's COVID season. They win pretty easily last year, and then
they
this
lose
year
against the Nats in 19. Don't forget about that too. First round, Juan Soto, Anthony Rendon, the back-to-backs. Yep,
exactly. And so then they were able to get this back-to-back this year. First time somebody goes back-to-back since the Yankees in 99, 2000. And honestly, like my heart goes out to the Toronto fans because I feel like the Dodgers stole this one from Toronto. Like I think Toronto had this series multiple times to win. And to lose like that, like that's a hard way to lose. And I think like the Dodgers are going to be back. Toronto, you don't know. Like you don't know if they're going to get back to this stage again. So that was a rough way to watch a team lose.
I mean, they had so many chances. Game 6, they had multiple chances.
Mm-hmm.
Later in the game, 9th inning went down to. I mean, if we go back to the tapes, they had multiple chances in Game 6. And they were up 3-2 this year. So the Dodgers ended up pushing it to 7. Also, that double play from Kike in Game 6, obviously huge. Again, he doesn't make that play. Jays could tie that game up.
Yeah.
And end up winning in 6. Nonetheless, they don't. Goes to 7. Bo Bichette hits a homer early. They're up 3-0. It's looking good. I think the score was then 4-1.
Yeah, I think 4-2 maybe.
Or 4-2.
At some point, yeah.
Or 3-1, then 4-2.
Yeah.
So they had at least a 3 or 2 run lead.
Yeah. And then it comes down to the bottom of the 9th. It's 4-3, and they're 2 outs away. And they give up. Hoffman gives up that home run to Rojas. And Rojas is the 9-hitter who's hit terrible all series long and is going to retire. I think he's still planning on retiring. Like this is potentially his last game. And so to give up a home run in that fashion to tie the game when you're 2 outs away from the World Series is rough. But the rough things did not end there.
First off, let's just talk about that at bat really quick. Rojas, 3-2 count. Hoffman, who did a great job closing all season long and in the postseason. And hats off to the Toronto pitching staff. I also love Trey Savage. He was awesome. So,
big time.
Maybe you bring Savage in, honestly, in that Game 7. I know he pitched the night before, but nonetheless. Okay, so goes yard. What was it about that AB and maybe specifically that pitch that Hoffman threw? What could have Hoffman done differently?
Well, I don't know. The one thing this is where the Ohtani factors in play in this position because Ohtani's on bench on deck and you don't want to face him with a runner on. And so if it was another situation, Hoffman probably would have threw him something a little bit more down and away from the zone, try to get him to chase. But he had to throw him a good pitch to try to get him out, even if he's a strike to get him out, so he wouldn't face Ohtani with a runner on. And Rojas was still like out in front, kind of on his front foot, and he just got a good part of the bat on it and was able to go over the fence. I mean, it was a great. You would not think that Rojas was the guy to hit the home run in that situation.
No.
So it's an Ohtani effect because he's on deck, and so you have to try to get Rojas out because you do not want to face Ohtani with a runner on base.
And then Ohtani ended up getting out anyway.
Yeah, he gets out.
He flies out, right?
Yeah, he flies out, and then it would have been the 2-hitter also getting out. So they got out of that inning.
Was Freddie?
It was Freddie, yeah. Yep. I think Freddie then gets out. And so they get out in the inning, they go into extras, or they go into the bottom of the ninth, and they have a chance to win the bottom of the ninth. Bases loaded, 1 out. And this is, to me, this play, the Rojas ground ball, the second base ground ball to Rojas, and then throws out at home.
Yep.
To me, that's the play that haunts Blue Jays fans for eternity.
Yep.
That's the play because
if you just step behind, number one, the run scores.
Yeah.
And the series is over.
Yes.
And it's a walk-off, whether it's a fielder's choice or
walk-off like infield.
E4. Right.
Walk-off infield hit. So like Rojas somehow doesn't stumble, doesn't fall down, and then makes the throw to the plate. But Isaiah, I'm trying to think, forget his name.
Kiner Falefa.
Yeah, Kiner Falefa, like, I don't know if you've seen the lead. He doesn't have a good lead at all at third base. Like, he's right next to the bag. And so right when the ball's hit, like, he should be way further off the bag. So there's kind of a rule in baseball. When you're leading off third base, you should be as far off as the third baseman is from third base. So, like, Max Muncy is playing off the base and pretty far away from the base. So Kiner Falefa should be about as far distance from the bag as Max Muncy is from the bag. So he can then, if they try to pick off, he has an equal distance to third base that Max Muncy has. And if you watch the video, Kiner Falefa is like right up next to the bag, right next to third base. And as the pitch is getting delivered home, he's not making his way to home at all. And so it was kind of a bad base running mistake where he wasn't far enough away from the bag, so when the ball is hit, he's in a position to score on that play.
Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that to me, the home runs are hard. Rojas' home run, Will Smith's home run, those are tough things. But that should have won them the game. That ground ball to second base with Rojas.
Bases loaded.
Yeah, with Rojas stumbling.
1 down.
With Rojas stumbling, that should have won the game.
And then the Pages catch right out. I mean, it was just like every break that the Dodgers could have caught, they did. Mm-hmm. You know? And
it's always luck. Like, Pages got put in he got put into the game like 2 batters prior to that into center field. He wasn't in.
Dude, and Doc, man, he had a stolen base.
Yeah, Dave Roberts. Ever since the 04 stolen base.
Ever since 04, he something about it.
And so, like, he takes out, I'm pretty sure Tommy Edman was in center. He takes out Tommy Edman, puts in Pages, and, you know, maybe Edman doesn't make that catch. And also the way, like, he runs into Kiki Hernandez, he could have easily dropped that. But that's what it comes down to. Like, these make it or break it plays, whoever makes them more will win. And the Dodgers, Game 6, Game 7, they made those plays. And the Blue Jays just could not capitalize on those opportunities. And, man, it's rough. It's hard to watch as a Blue Jays
Really
fan.
tough to watch. And I said it in the highlight video the day after. But, okay, next thing. No outs, 11th inning. They're down 5-4. And, again, they do have a chance again because Vladdy Guerrero hits a double, gets himself in a scoring position. And then they make the decision to try to bunt him over with Kiner Falefa, which they do. Mm-hmm. But you're playing with 3 outs here. You got 3 outs to play with. So now you're limiting yourself to potentially your last 2 outs of the season, which they did. They took that chance. And then game-ending double play from Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah. So this is a question I was asking myself the whole postseason because I saw so many teams do this. You have a runner on second with no outs. And so what managers are electing to do is they would rather they bunt him over so they can have a guy on third with 1 out.
Yep.
And so what that does is that gives you, you score him on a sac fly.
But a base hit wins the game.
But a base hit wins the game nonetheless. And so I always think to myself, and now you have to, who's coming up? So who's coming up in the lineup? But the Blue Jays that were still kind of in the prime of their lineup. And so I think I would rather have 3 chances to get a guy home from second.
Yep.
Than 2 chances to get a guy home from third.
That's a great point.
And I don't know. I just don't. You have all the momentum. Guerrero on second. He's not the best runner, and you instantly give an out to the Dodgers. And it's one of those decisions where, like, okay, if the next batter comes up and hits a single and you score him, okay, it works. But it didn't happen that way. And so I don't know. I saw that all throughout postseason. I kept asking myself, I'm like, why not just have 3 chances to get a guy home from second?
Yep. And I think as a Jays fan, like, this is gonna haunt them. Mm-hmm. This is gonna haunt them until they win a World Series again.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they were waiting 32 years for this, and they're 2 outs away. and the relievers in the game, and the Rojas homer, and then just everything that could have gone wrong from the ninth inning on for a Jays fan went wrong.
Yeah, and then Will Smith obviously hits the end up being game-winning home run, and so it's also funny as a Blue Jays fan. It's like, okay, Dodgers have Ohtani, they've got Freddie Freeman, they've got Mookie Betts, and it's like Rojas is the hero. Now Will Smith, I think he's an underrated part of that team. I think he's a top 5 catcher in the league, and so. But it's funny to see not one of the main guys do it. But I will say probably my favorite part of this whole World Series, other than it went 7 games, and every game was great to watch, is there was multiple times in Game 7 where we had like a dream scenario. What I say by that is like every kid dreams you're in the backyard and you're simulating. You say to yourself, bottom of the 9th, Game 7, bases loaded, 2 outs.
Yep.
We saw that.
Yep.
We saw that exact situation this World Series, and that never happens. And so, like, I'm literally watching the game like, this is it. This is the dream scenario. Bases loaded, bottom of the 9th, Game 7 of the World Series, 2 outs, and we've got a chance to win the game. And these are these moments where kids play in their head as a dream growing up, and we witnessed that, which is so cool.
And I'm sure Rojas did, and it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's top 9.
Yeah.
You're down to your last 2 outs. Full count. Mm-hmm. I'm sure in his dream scenario it was 2 outs, but
yeah. But then the next half inning, the Blue Jays had that exact situation.
Yep. And the bases are loaded. With 1 down.
With 1 down, there was bases loaded. So bottom of the 9th, 1 out, bases loaded, and then again 2 outs, bases loaded, bottom of the 9th.
You just had so many chances, I think, for the Jays to win this ball game, and they just didn't. And I had the Jays fan. It's like. What is the Jays' motivation going to be like come April of next year? You wonder that. Like, what are Jays fans or like the Toronto Blue Jays going to be like when they take the field in April? Are they going to have this World Series hangover of, we should have won? Or are they going to have the Red Sox 03 motivation that they took into 04?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. And you never know what the team, Bo Bichette, who's a big part of that team, he's been a foundational piece. They invested so much time and money into Guerrero Jr. and into Bo Bichette. Is he going to be there next year? So you don't know, what Springer going to be like. Springer had such a big year, but he's kind of towards the end of his career. Pitching staff. One note I do feel bad about is, Max Scherzer. That would have been a pretty amazing like cherry on top of his career.
Yep.
So he would have pitched. He pitched for the World Series with Detroit. He pitched with the Nationals. He pitched with Texas, and he would have pitched with the Blue Jays. So to be like a winning pitcher on like 3 different World Series runs for 3 different teams, like that would have been a pretty special cherry on top for his already Hall of Fame career. And I'll tell you what, I didn't really have a dog in the fight, but I walked away from that Game 7 and like, man, I just really feel for the Blue Jays fans.
Totally.
It's terrible.
Totally. And I will say this though, Mariners fans can like finally.
Oh, I know. I think Mariners fans can take a breath.
They can take a breath.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think seeing the Jays, like, at how they devastated them and then watching them go on to the World Series and win, I think that would have crushed them.
That's a team I think really to watch for next year. The Mariners kind of had they were right there. So the Mariners kind of remind me how much time we got.
We're over 10, but why don't we go to 15? We're at 13:44.
Okay. I'll finish this and we'll do one more thing.
Yep.
The Mariners actually kind of remind me of the 2020 Braves. So the 2020 Braves, they were up 3-2 on the Dodgers in the NLCS.
Yep.
Dodgers came back and beat them, won the World Series
from Globe Life Park,
and then
in that neutral field.
Yeah,
World
there you
Series.
go.
Yeah.
And then the next year, the Braves came back and won. So I would keep an eye on Seattle coming back through the ranks because they also do feel like they kind of got robbed because they had, without that Springer home run, they would have won that series probably as well. So, man, bottom line though, unbelievable World Series, a top three or 5 World Series of our lifetime for sure. And man, Dodgers did something that hadn't been done in 25 years.
Which is repeat.
Went
first NL team to do it since the Reds of 75, 76.
Oh, wow. Yeah, There you go. So because I guess, the other American League, it would have been Toronto did it in the 90s.
Yep. The Yankees.
And Yankees, yeah.
Yep. All right. Is that it? We're going to call it tonight? All right.
Yeah.
We got to bring you back on, throughout the weeks here. It's kind of fun to just talk about different stuff, so I appreciate it. All right. Parker Van Dyke, G Leaguer on the show. We're calling it a night. Michael Goodkind, be good, be kind, Goodkind out. We will see you in the next one.